Hey, what's going on, Wuthering Waves fans? I'm JetXC, and I can't wait to get started on my content on this channel for Wuthering Waves. Now, there's been a lot of talk going on guides, who's the best character, certain tier list, and although that is very good, I think we got to give it a couple weeks, maybe even a month, to let the players cook up on who's good and who's great. But at the end of the day, we already know from the closed beta test that as long as you can parry and dodge, it really doesn't matter who you pick, right? Dan Jin was like the highlight of the CBT2 test, so you know it really all depends. But again, let's talk about a little preparation on the main things you should know before you get into Wuthering Waves. That's what I want to talk about. So let's get started here. I first want to talk about echoes, guys. So echoes come with 5 slots for a character, right? So whatever resonator you get, you have up to 5 slots to fill that with echoes, and those echoes cost will range from anything from 1 to 4. Now you yourself will have a total of 10 points to utilize those 5 slots of echoes. But don't worry, as you progress and upgrade your data docs, you can boost this to 12. Future updates might be given to bring more enhancements, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, echoes are categorized into 4 distinct classes. There's the common class, which is 1 cost, elite class, which is 3 costs, overlord, and calamity class, which is 4 costs. Each echo has 2 main stats and up to 5 substats. The primary main stat varies by class. So you have the common class, which will give you HP, attack, and defense percentage. Elite class, which will give you HP, attack, defense, energy regen, and elemental damage boost. Right, and just to note here, the elemental damage boost is going to be randomized as a random element. So let's say you're playing Yinlin, which I definitely will be playing. I don't know about y'all. And she's a vault user, obviously. So you'll have a randomized roll of maybe Frost, maybe Havoc. So you want to make sure you're able to get a elite class echo that has that vault elemental damage boost, right? And if I already didn't mention energy regen, so that's for the elite class. Now, overlord and calamity, HP, attack, defense, crit damage, crit rate and crit damage percentage, and healing bonus are on the overlord and calamity class. Now, one thing to pay attention for overlord and calamity, like I said, they're 4 costs, but if you really want to maximize your damage, you're going to want to get the overlord and calamity class and pray to the woo gods that you get a crit rate and or crit damage, but mostly crit rate substat, right? Because the more you're able to crit, the more you're able to do that crit damage on a resonator. So keep that in mind, guys. Now, secondary main stats for all classes are flat attack, except for common class, which has flat HP. So just remember, no matter what secondary main stat, you will get some type of flat attack. And the echo that you should probably avoid leveling up even at the beginning of the game is common class echoes, just for the simple fact that they are in 1 cost and they don't really provide too much value. I think the only time you want to level them up is if you're combining a couple of 4 costs, a 3 cost, and maybe a 1 cost. Maybe then you can start to level them up, right? So just keep that in mind as you go along your adventure in Wuthering Waves. Now, let's talk about substats, guys. Substats can include flat HP, flat attack, flat defense, HP percentage, attack, defense percentage, crit rate percentage, crit damage percentage, basic attack damage bonus percentage, heavy attack damage bonus percentage, resident skill damage bonus, and resident liberation damage bonus. Now, resident liberation is basically your ult, guys. So that extra percentage boost will go to an ult, and then your skill damage bonus is essentially the skill that every resonator has. It's a unique skill that all of them have, so it really depends on the resonator unit, but it's something unique to them. That's their skill, right? So that will provide damage boost in the substat. Echoes can be leveled up to increase their main stat bonuses. However, substats need to be unlocked via tuning, and once they're set, they can't be changed or increased. The maximum level of an echo is determined by its rarity, which can range from rank 2 to 5. The higher the rarity echoes have, the better base stats and growth even stronger when upgraded. So just to highlight this real quick, so like I said, ranks 2 to 5. Rank 5 is gold, rank 4 is labeled purple, rank 3 is blue, rank 2 is green. So there will be borders around your echoes that will personify this. So the max number of substats you can get on green, which is rank 2, is 0. The max number of substats on blue, which is rank 3, is 3 substats. The max number of substats you can get on rank 4 purple is 4 substats, and the max level of gold is 5 substats. So no matter what, even if it's a common cost echo, it can be a different color. It could be purple, it could be blue. So it really all depends on the echo that you get out there in the wild, and hopefully you get the top ranked for whichever class that you're using, right? So that's something you got to pay attention to as well. So now I quickly want to talk about, before we move on to anything else, I really want to talk about the moonlit set, the echo set called the moonlit clouds. Now there are different elemental sets within echoes. There's the freezing frost set, molten rift set, void thunder, sierra gale, and these all give different elemental stats. So for example, freezing frost increases glacial damage by 10%. After using basic or heavy attack, glacial damage stacks up to 30%. That's one of the features here that you will have if you've got 2 sets, and then you get even more buffs if you have 5 sets of the same elemental category. But moonlit cloud is a neutral set, so it could be put on for anybody and utilized in whatever way you want to utilize it. And that's what's key here, guys. The moonlit set will be the outlier, and I think it's going to be key to really have a good amount of moonlit echoes to really set yourself up for success. So one thing I do want to highlight on the moonlit set, there is one overlord class, and who knows, we might get more in the future, but there is one overlord class that allows you to boost energy regen by 10%. After using the outro skill, the attack of the next resonator entering the field is increased by 22.5% for 15 seconds. So whoever you want to make your DPS, doesn't matter if people are saying it's a sub or main DPS, oh my god, which one is it? Listen, I'm getting Yinlin no matter what. I could give a fuck less if she is a sub DPS or main DPS. I'm gonna make it work. And listen, if I want to pick maybe Baija and then put this moonlit set on her to allow Yinlin to do more damage, I'm going to do that. There's a bunch of different things in Wuthering Waves that you can set yourself up for success. And remember, no matter what, if you could dodge and parry well, you're going to be fine either way. So keep that in mind, guys. I really want you to pay attention to moonlit set and let you kind of put in your head on how you want to utilize that for your future units. Now, let's move on to the next thing. So after the closed beta test, there were a couple of things that they wanted to highlight. They wanted to highlight number 1, easier echo acquisition. Obtain echoes through in-game events and daily activities. Echo recycling, convert unused echoes into new ones. Return tuners, get back a percentage of tuners when using tune echoes to upgrade others. Thank goodness, right? So if you're tuning echoes, which is used to get those substats, and you don't like the substats and you want to re-roll for another echo, you could get a percentage of that tuning material back when you roll. So keep that in mind, guys. Improve substat rolls, better minimum substat and narrower ranges. So a likelihood to get certain numbered substats percentages, and then a better chance to get just the highest amount for that substat. And then lastly, optimize echo equip, enhance auto equipped mechanism. So those are the couple things that should be in the day 1 launch of Wuthering Waves to help improve the overall feel and farming experience for echoes within the game. Okay guys, now the next thing I quickly want to go over here are wave plate consumption, and shout out to MeetYouWW for kind of putting up an infograph on prioritization here. So we have 4 different categories, and this goes in order of most important to least important, but you want to make sure you get all of these done. So weekly boss, that's number 1. Number 2, forgery challenge. Number 3, world boss. Number 4, training simulation. Now let's go over what each one is and why it's important. Number 1, that would be your weekly boss. You have to do it 1 time per week, and you can do it any time, but make sure you do it before the weekly reset. Number 2 is going to be the forgery challenge. This forgery challenge is important because you will have rank up materials for weapon and skills, and you want to make sure for your 3 resonators you are putting the prioritization on your main DPS, whoever that may be, and make sure they get all the love first, and then afterwards you can work on your other resonators and start to farm other places, right? Next is the world boss, number 3. This is where you're going to farm up resonator material, where you can use that material to rank up all your resonators. Now, of course, like I said, for number 2, the previous one, Forgery Challenge, you want to use this for your main DPS first and then focus on other resonators that you utilize. Okay, and number 4 here is going to be the training simulation. Now, in training simulation, you could get echo experience, you could get resonator and weapon experience as well. Now, this will be used more early in the game. Later on, you can use tacit fields to get a lot of this stuff. So this is just something that you can focus on very early in the game. And then later on, once you get to mid to late game, then, you know, just do whatever you need to do on getting the proper resonator, weapon, or echo experience. Completely up to you. Now, lastly, guys, I want to talk about the things that were highlighted in Wuthering Waves here. And that is the... Okay, guys, lastly, I wanted to focus on a lot of the things that you'll be able to collect in the game as you progress within Wuthering Waves, right? So let's kind of talk about it real quick. So we've got, as you can see on screen here, we've got Gifts of Thawing Frost. If you log in 5 days, you'll receive the Resident Sanwa. We have the next one, which is the special broadcast reward. So participate to earn Lustrine Tides times 10 and Radiant times 10. These valuable resources will help you power up characters and gear. Okay. And then the next thing here, the next reward that you're going to be getting is complete the Rumbling Hallows challenges to claim your Yuan. So these challenges are a great way to test your skills and earn valuable rewards. So the next one here is the Utterance of Marvel bonus, which you'll enjoy 20% off of the Novice Convene. So this is a great opportunity for you to use 40 pulls at a discounted rate. And then we have the Beginner Convene of Choice, where you could summer, wow, I said summer. You know what's on my mind, but you could summon powerful allies for a targeted convene. So essentially you could select between 5 resonators. Some of those resonators are Zhanjing, Ling Yang, Encore, Verena, and Calcharo. So you'll be able to select any of those 5 with the Convene of Choice banner. So look out for that, guys, because you'll be able to really start making the team that you want. Alright, guys, now that's basically everything you need to know to get started on Wuthering Waves. One cool little thing I want to highlight is something that I thought would be pretty good information. It's name pronunciation. Now, some of us may not be used to the pronunciation of certain Chinese names, so I thought it'd be good to go over a few. So, Jinzhou is pronounced Jinzhou, so Jinjo, if that's how you want to see it in your head, even though it's Zhou, it's pronounced Jinzhou. Baizi is pronounced Baija. Didn't know that. The Big Booba Girl, Taki, which I thought was how you pronounce it's Tao Chi. And I thought Chixia was Chixia, but it's actually Chisha. So Chisha, Tao Chi, Baija, and Jinjo. Just keep that in mind, guys, in the future, because I was calling them completely different names myself. But hey, just want to let you guys know that's how you pronounce everything. But hey, guys, really thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hey, like, comment, and please subscribe, because I will be providing more Wuthering Waves content. So yeah, just keep up with me on here and subscribe again, guys. I'm out of here. Later.